Right now, the Packers battle the Bears for the top spot in the NFC North. We break down the game.
And we've got alert day conditions. Tuesday into Wednesday, what we're expecting, who could see rain and snow, and who could just see snow in the full forecast.
And it's that time of the year we catch up with some lucky kids who got to shop with the cop ahead of Christmas. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Well, if you went outside today, you might have had to shovel the driveway or brush off the car to see if you're going to have to do that this week. Let's get a look at your first one forecast, please.
We're definitely probably going to be dealing with some sort of brushing off the car, defrosting it in some capacity Wednesday morning. Monday morning, we don't have to worry about that, but it is going to be cold. Mostly cloudy conditions as the kids are heading off to school and you're heading off to work. Grab that jacket. Winds are going to be breezy throughout the day, so in the morning that may cause a bit of a wind chill. Nothing expected to really get below zero, but certainly a chilly start to an eventually kind of mild day, if you will. We're back into the 20s, below average, but with southerly winds, it may feel warm at times. Mostly cloudy conditions, a little bit of some light snow further to the north, possible as we go into the second half of the day. We are looking at the beginning of our Tuesday system to move in starting later Monday night with some light snow. And then Tuesday, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday, we're going to be dealing with our next big system. We're going to talk about what the latest models are suggesting, what we're thinking here in-house, and what that means for you in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you in just a bit. Due to all the snow, several cities in our area declared snow emergencies. Stoughton declared an emergency that will run until 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Even and out parking is in effect until then. Janesville has a snow emergency in effect until 8 a.m. on Monday. And if you live in either of those cities, do not park on the street. And in Madison, there will be no citywide plowing today following last night's snow. Overnight, the city plowed and salted main thoroughfares, but there wasn't enough snow to warrant a citywide plowing effort. Instead, they're applying sand to hills, curves, and intersections of residential areas just to provide some extra traction. The city asks that you travel slowly and remain cautious and alert while driving tonight. And as always, with all the snow, the cold weather, and everything to come this winter, you can track the forecast for yourself on the First One Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. Well, there was a whole lot on the line tonight at Lambeau. The most storied rivalry in NFL history and first place in the NFC North was up for grabs. Our Andrew Bancher was there and has more.
The Packers battled the big bad Bears in the brutal cold until the bitter end. With first place in the NFC North on the line, the defense stood tall. Green Bay up 7 with less than 30 seconds to go, and Chicago's Caleb Williams is picked off by Keyshawn Nixon. The Packers win their 4th straight, taking it 28-21. And coming up in sports, we'll break it down even more and tell you what's being lost in the mix on this magical night at Lambeau. For now at Lambeau, Andrew Bankstra, News 3 Sports.
And ahead of that magical night at Lambeau, we had a chance to catch up with some of the fans on both sides of the teams. Our Nash Darrow was there and reports.
There is always an added level of emphasis when the Chicago Bears travel to Lambeau Field, and this time around it has been turned up a notch. Fans told me coming to Lambeau is a bucket list item, but add into the mix playoff contention, and it just makes it all that much more exciting.
We bought the tickets in October, hoping the Bears would still be in the mix, and then for it to be first place in the conference and the division, awesome. Biggest Bears-Packers game in 15 years.
Go Bears! No, get her out. Cut.
The tour yesterday, I think we had a lot of fun. Fans have been great, dude. There's no hostility. Everybody's friendly. It's been great. It's cold, but we're ready to run the football down your throat, dude.
My throat.
The last time I remembered a competitive game between the Packers and Bears was the NFC Championship game down in Soldier Field when B.J. Raji got that pick six and they won the game. But yeah, there haven't been a lot of them that have been very competitive.
2 weeks from now, Green Bay will make the trip out to Chicago at Soldier Field with even more playoff implications on the line. For now at Lambeau Field, Nash Darrow, News 3 Sports.
Nash, thank you. And kids in Dane County had the chance to meet with police officers today to start getting ready for the holiday season. Our Maya Tate caught up with them and has more.
For the 25th year, Shop with a Cop Dane County has teamed up with local officers to give kids in the area an opportunity to buy gifts for their families. With the help of some local police officers, about 75 kids got the opportunity to buy presents for their families. Shop with a Cop is an annual event hosted in collaboration with 15 law enforcement agencies with the overall goal of connecting with kids in Dane County.
Ultimately, we want them to know, like, we are here for them. Just because we wear a uniform and a badge, we're there to help.
A Kids' Day Shopping with a Cop starts at Target, where kids and their police officers walk around and pick out the gifts they want to get for their families.
They have a real sense of pride being able to be the ones to purchase and come home with wrapped gifts to put under their Christmas tree.
My mom works really hard, and I just needed to give her something. So that's why I did all this today, because I just need to do something nice for my family.
The day ends with the kids heading over to VFW Post 1318 for pizza and to wrap the gifts with their officers before heading home.
Maya, thank you. Multiple agencies work together to put on this event every year in order to spread just a little bit more joy in their community. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 10, Blaze returns with a complete look of your First One forecast. Plus, a big week for the economy as the Fed meets to discuss potential rate cuts. Plus, the Kennedy Center honors take place while scrutiny mounts over a boat strike in the Caribbean from September. More on that next.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
It's a big week for the U.S. economy. The Federal Reserve meets to discuss a potential interest rate cut that is expected to be contentious, with policymakers divided on the path ahead. CBS's Lisa Rosner is in New York, reporting on if it's happening and how it's going to affect Americans in an affordability crunch.
With Americans deep into the holiday shopping season, Amanda Maxwell says she's cutting back.
Groceries are more expensive. You kind of have to cut back on things that you normally would do, like eating out.
A new Politico poll finds 46% of Americans say the cost of living in the U.S. is the worst they can ever remember. So this season, they are relying on credit cards and buy now, pay later programs.
We are seeing debt levels grow. So even though people are spending, there is some indication that they're using debt to do that.
Last year, candidate Trump promised to lower prices.
I will make America affordable again because it's not affordable anymore.
But this week in a cabinet meeting,
the word affordability is a con job by the Democrats.
Since then, he's faced pushback from members of his own party.
People know costs are up. As Republicans, as Democrats, as elected officials, we would be wise to realize that really matters to people.
Face the Nation's Margaret Brennan asked Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent about the persistent finger-pointing.
I think the Biden administration created a terrible...
No, but now we're nearly 12 months in. You said the president would own the economy at this point.
I said that the Biden administration created the worst inflation in 50 years, and maybe for working Americans, the worst inflation of all time. And we have pulled that number down.
President Trump has a campaign event in Pennsylvania Tuesday and will specifically address affordability. CBS News has learned the focus will be on gas prices, which recently fell below $3 nationwide for the first time in over 4 years. Lisa Rosner, CBS News, New York.
In the wake of its announcement that it's buying Warner Brothers and HBO Max, Netflix is reassuring subscribers that nothing is changing, at least for now. Netflix sent an email to its subscribers Friday titled, "Welcoming Warner Brothers to Netflix." In it, they say, quote, "Nothing is changing today, and Netflix and Warner Brothers will continue to operate separately until the deal closes." This was reiterated in a frequently asked questions section where Netflix said nothing is changing with a subscriber's current plan. Both companies have said they expect the deal to close later next year if it passes regulatory approval. Warner Brothers will still move forward with plans to split into publicly traded companies next year. Netflix will take over the streaming and studio side. The other half will be renamed Discovery Global and will house CNN and other cable channels. Multiple news outlets have learned the Education Department will temporarily bring back about 250 federal workers placed on administrative leave last March. The department is bringing back the workers while the federal government fights efforts in the courts to cut jobs at the agency. An agency spokesperson said while that court fight plays out, it will use all of its employees to get the agency's work done. That includes several workers in the department's office for civil rights. They received an email last Friday instructing them to return to work. The email said the workers can help with the department's caseload of civil rights complaints. The Trump admin has previously vowed to dismantle the education department. Scrutiny of the Trump admin strikes on suspected drug boats is intensifying. More than 80 people have now been killed. Willie James Inman has the latest from the White House.
This weekend, new demands for a full accounting of the U.S. military attack last September on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean. Some lawmakers want classified video of the second strike that killed survivors released. Democrat Jim Himes saw it during a closed-door briefing. Today, he told CBS News the public needs to see it too.
I think it's really important that people see what it looks like when the full force of the United States military is turned on two guys who are clinging to a piece of wood and about to go under.
Republican Senator Tom Cotton says he's not against releasing the video, but defended the strikes.
It looked at one point like they were trying to flip the boat back over, presumably to rescue its cargo and continue their mission.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has found himself in the hot seat as details of the attack emerged. This weekend, he defended the Trump administration's efforts to go after so-called narco-terrorists and said the second strike was justified.
There was a link-up point of another potential boat. Drugs were still there. They were actively interacting with them. Had to take that read. I said, Roger, sounds good.
Hegseth would not say whether the video of the second strike would be released, but said a review is underway. But critics are seizing on President Trump's own comments on the controversy.
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release, no problem.
Under the law, if someone has been struck and continues to engage in hostilities, points a gun at you, has a gun, they may be a legitimate target. But if they are outside of combat, they are not. And attacking them is a violation of the laws of war.
And tonight, for the first time as President, Mr. Trump attends the Kennedy Center Honors, and he will also serve as host of the event, a first for a U.S. president. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
Now let's go ahead and get a look at your first one forecast. Blaze, what should we expect as we head into the work week?
We're looking at a cold start to the next work week. Eventually, we'll top out in the 30s by Tuesday, 20s tomorrow. Single digits, though, waking up and going overnight. It's Tuesday night into Wednesday that our next big system moves on through. That's when we have our alert day, as this is going to be a system that could bring some parts of Wisconsin another round of significant snow, other parts of Wisconsin a rain-snow mix. Winds will turn out of the south on Monday. Expect cloudy conditions with some flurries possible, especially into the second half going into the evening hours as the warm front of our next low pressure system extends its way eastward. This is a look at what may happen as we go into Tuesday night. Here comes the snow turning over to a rain-snow mix. Snow falling across mainly northern parts of Wisconsin. As that low scoots on through, winds turn out of the northwest. We get some fluffy snow to return. Winds will pick up in speed and our temperatures will fall throughout the day on Wednesday, leading to a cooler Thursday, Friday, and single digits by Saturday. However, this system is a very tricky one to forecast because we need to figure out where this freezing line is going to set up. Some of our long-range models even want to bring the green path, which this system will be taking more likely even further south, closer to this yellow ideal path that Clipper systems take to bring us more snow. Right now, it's still a little bit too far north where we get just a little bit of warm air, causing that snow to turn over to a rain-snow mix, which is why we haven't put out snow totals yet. Full transparency, one of our models wants to bring Madison, specifically 6 inches of snow Tuesday. Another model wants to bring us 0.7 inches of snow. Those are two different storms, so it is just simply too early to talk about snow totals with any sort of confidence because we're trying to figure out where that freezing line is. Who's going to see the wintry mix versus who's going to see the snow? So if this continues to trend south, then more of us will see that snow across central and southern parts of our forecast area. If it stays where it's at or even trends back northwards, then we're going to likely see more of that rain-snow mix. Starting tomorrow morning, we're getting some very accurate upper air data now, but come tomorrow morning, we get another round of that, and that's going to make this picture even clearer. So we're about 1 to 3 days out now. We're not necessarily looking at states impacted anymore. We're looking at that path, and we're looking to then determine who is going to see snow and who's going to see rain. I really can't emphasize this enough. This freezing line is going to be very, very tricky, but it is going to be very important because it will determine truly if one side of town sees several inches of snow and the other side of town sees this wintry mix, because warmer air is moving in just above the surface. So we could get some melting and then we get those snowflakes to redevelop. If that does happen, then that would cut our snow totals. But if we see all that cool air, then we see snow the whole time, and that leads to several inches of snow. So again, one of our models, same time, same upper air data, not even an inch of snow. The other one, 6 inches of snow. Which one do you guys want?
Neither.
Neither.
Flip a coin.
So that's why it's Sunday night, you got Monday, Tuesday night, we're 2 days out, and it's still very tricky. So stay with News 3 Now. We will keep you updated because this is going to obviously impact people waking up Wednesday. By Monday at the, I would say earliest, we will probably put out some sort of snow total map. That way you at home have the most accurate data and you're not planning for either 6 inches of snow or nothing.
Yeah. Definitely looking forward to not having
6 inches of snow. Then you want that freezing line north.
All right. Fingers crossed. Might say a couple prayers. All right. So speaking of frozen tundra, big game today. What should we expect coming up in sports?
Yes, definitely. Coming up next in sports, we head out to Lambeau Field where our sports director, Andrew Banstra, has a lot. Next on News 3 Now. A showdown for the top of the NFC North. The Big Bears from Chi-Town and the Green and Gold went to Lambeau Field, and the Packers attacked first. With a scoreless first quarter, J. Love loads up in the pocket and finds no one other than Christian Watson from 23 yards out for a touchdown. Celebrating with a little gritty right foot. Ooh, the Green Bay Packers would keep riding that high 65 yards down, and then Josh Jacobs would run it in like he stole something. Mama, he's stealing. The Packers and Caleb Williams would try to creep back in the game with 27 seconds left, and Keyshawn Nixon said, "Not today, not on my watch," grabbing the ball and sealing the deal. With that, showing that they are the best in the NFC North, sending the Bears into hibernation, winning this one 28-21. For more on this win, let's send it out to Green Bay, where sports director Andrew Banstra, who witnessed this beatdown.
What a gritty win in Green Bay, and a full circle moment, too, for Christian Watson. Last year, when the Bears came to Lambeau, Watson tore his ACL. This time around, he was the difference maker, scoring 2 touchdowns and continuing to evolve not just into a key piece for this offense, but a true wide receiver one.
I'm just really proud of how he has responded and how he's worked to get him into a spot now where you go out and you see what he can do, and got a lot of love and a lot of respect for Christian Watson.
I think he's just playing at a really high level right now, and he talked in the locker room after, but this game meant a lot to him for that reason, and for him to be able to come out healthy and obviously have 2 big-time touchdown catches.
And of course, it wouldn't be a Packers win without bringing in our Channel 3000 senior Packers writer, Jason Weldy. Jason, how did Green Bay get this gutsy win?
Well, I think there's a couple of things that happen here, right? 1, Jordan Love bounces back from the early interception. 2, you could see the defense running out of gas. They finally get that go-ahead touchdown drive that ends in Josh Jacobs' touchdown run, and they give just enough time on the bench for the defense to get its wits about it, get some air back into its lungs, and give Keyshawn Nixon to come through with the big interception in the end zone.
Maybe lost in the mix of the Packers rising to the top of the NFC North is the fact that they're undefeated in the NFC North after going 1-5 in division play last year. For Jason Weldy, I'm Andrew Banstra for News 3 Now, signing off at Lambeau.
Thanks, guys, out in Green Bay. Wisconsin women's basketball like to refer to themselves as a sleeping giant, but I think that giant is tossing and turning and is moments away from waking up as they took on 20th ranked Michigan State today. Uche Gift gets one to go in the paint. The Badgers making it happen as Kyra Daniels with a one-hand three off the glass to push the lead to 7. And then Uche Gift again in the paint. She had a high of 14 points tonight. They would go on to win this one 78-64, giving Coach Pinson the most impressive win of her career.
Yeah, huge win for UW women's basketball. I don't know when was the last time they got a ranked win over an opponent, but it's probably been some time.
Yeah.
I mean, that three, though.
Three one-handed.
Yeah.
She was
one-legged.
One-handed. The thing hit the glass, went in. I think she was probably feeling herself after that for sure.
Impressive win for them, but also an impressive win up north. What's your thoughts on that Packers game?
I think definitely the Packers wanted to solidify that they were the ones that were in NFC North that were going to make some noise, and they definitely did that. The Bears were riding on a high these past couple games, and Packers just shut that down.
I mean, these are the moments that you play for. That's why you go out, you get Micah Parsons.
Yep.
That's why you give Jordan Love the big contract that you did for games like this one. How do you see the rest of the season kind of going from here?
I mean, definitely with them having to play them again in Soldier Field, I think they're going to have some, grit this time and fight back and have some animosity. So it should be interesting, but they're both going to be neck and neck definitely at the end of this conference.
I mean, one of the best divisions in football, definitely going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kay. A final check of your first one forecast is coming up when we return. At the box office this weekend, Now You See Me, Now You Don't isn't giving up yet. The Magician Heist threequel made $3.5 million for fifth place. The anime compilation Jujutsu Kaisen Execution opened in fourth place with $10.2 million. Wicked for Good fell to third place, adding $16.8 million for a domestic total of $297 million. Zootopia 2 lost the top spot but took in $43 million for a 12-day domestic total of $220 million. And the animatronics have left the pizza parlor. The horror sequel Five Nights at Freddy's 2 debuted strong with $63 million.
Wow, out of all those movies.
Yes, I know. It came out on top over Zootopia and Wicked. It's pretty impressive.
Must love Five Nights at Freddy's.
It has a weird fall.
Yeah.
Not weird people. I'm just saying it has like a very committed, yes, and a very committed followers.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it to be as popular, but hey.
No, hey,
to them.
I've seen people play the video game and it scares me. So.
Yeah, I was scared the first time I saw it.
I'm a little worried about kids who play that game. Please don't let your kids play that game. Weather-wise, segueing from Five Nights at Freddy's to weather, cloudy. It's going to be cold start, speaking of kids, so make sure that they have their jackets tomorrow morning, and you have one as well. Single digits to teens, mostly cloudy. Will be cloudy in the afternoon, but back into the 20s with some light snow possible ahead of that alert day on Tuesday. Again, folks, stay with News 3 now because this storm is going to be tricky, and we want to make sure that you are getting the latest updates.
All right, sounds good. Seinfeld is up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow.